Morning, this is great with a word for you for today, a word of encouragement. Just want to encourage you to know that you're handsome, dude. You're a beautiful sister, and you're fearfully and wonderfully made. God did not spare any expense when making you. Do not listen to what other people are saying. Consider the temple that Solomon built for God. Consider the materials that were used. They were the finest in all the world. And the architecture was designed no other but God, because it was God who told David how to build that temple. So it was a unique, one of a kind. So you also are unique and one of a kind, but there's more. Read 2 Chronicles 7 from verse 1, and you see how it says when Solomon completed building the temple and he started making his sacrifice, it says fire came down from heaven and filled the whole place, and the glory of God was above the temple, and people could not even go in. They just had no option but just to worship, because they saw the glory of God then. When you and I gave our life to Christ, that's exactly what happened to us. The glory of God came down on us. It lives in us. God's presence lives in you and in me. So be encouraged, my brother. Be encouraged, my sister. Wherever you go, you are carrying God's presence. 1 Corinthians 6, I think 9 and 10 confirms that. It says that, do you not know that you were bought with a price? And it says that the Spirit of God lives in you. So do not be discouraged about what people say. If you are born again, you are carrying God's presence. So you go where there is no light, because you will be the light. Look at what God says in the same chapter, 2 Chronicles 7, from verse 15 and 16. He says, "Now my eyes and my ears will be attentive to this place." He says, "I have chosen and consecrated this place for myself." Could you imagine that? And he was talking about the temple, but he also is talking about you, who is the temple of God. He says his eyes and his ears attentive to this place, to the prayers that were lifted up in the temple, to the prayers that will be lifted up from you, when you open your mouth, because you are the temple of God, because God's presence dwells in you. God will hear your prayers. He will hear your prayers. He says he has consecrated you. He has chosen you. He has set you apart. So I want you to go to those places where they need healing and you pray. I want you to go and touch those friends that are in, they feel like giving up, and encourage them, because God will hear your prayer. And if you are the one that needs that encouragement, just look inside yourself and know that God is with you. And you just lift God up. You just call on his name. Call on the name of Jesus. And he will hear you, because he has chosen you. He has consecrated you. And you're fearfully and wonderfully made. God bless you.